How much was the initial investment to open this specific location?
Oh, it's scary.
In the first club, we had days where we simply couldn't take anyone because we didn't have a single free slot. The occupancy was close to 100%.
Partners can mess up too, and that's okay.
3 months ago, we only had 2 clubs, and now there are suddenly 4.
Just an ordinary guy, an entrepreneur, got into VR here, living in Turkey.
In how many years do you want to recoup the initial investment?
In Antalya, many people already know us as a place where you can safely go with children. The greatest thrill probably is when someone has a good time here, pays you money, and then says thank you.
Hello everyone. Friends, we are back in Turkey, in Antalya. 3 virtual reality arenas are already open here, and the 4th is located in the city of Isparta. And we are not here by chance. We are meeting with our partners who are developing the master franchise network in this region. The guys have very big plans, and today we will get to know their new locations, as well as what they intend to do in the near future. And it's no coincidence that we are in this beautiful place right now. I'm a big fan of yachting myself, and can tell you one short little story. They say that yachting is something very similar to business because technical equipment is very important, knowledge is important, and coordinated teamwork is important. In a race that lasts 48 hours, only a few seconds separate first and second place. And today, we will talk about the team, technical equipment, software, how to make it all work together, and how you can turn it into a successful business. Let's go. Well then, welcome to the VR arena in Antalya, in the Corneality district. If we were total strangers, how would you introduce yourself?
What should I say about myself? Just an ordinary guy, an entrepreneur. Got into VR here, living in Turkey, family, kids.
We are currently in the club at the VR arena in a large, beautiful park. But it was opened after a not so successful second park. But you open a third one, and literally a month and a half or 2 months later, you open a 4th location. It's already operational. And you don't have to bring people there. They come on their own because it simply offloads the other clubs.
Globally, as for the business model itself, we understand that there are many such clubs. They work, there's traffic, there's some cash flows too, and someone is making money on this. Not everyone is making money, some aren't, but globally, this market exists.
And quite a big one.
And a big one. I saw that there's no such market in Turkey. I'm not an inventor there. I'm not inventing some know-how.
I saw what works in countries and noticed it's missing in Turkey.
So I thought of it as an opportunity, just reasoning logically. I opened the first club and listen, it took off. I did something and saw how the market reacted to it. If it worked out, well, listen, it was just luck. If it hadn't worked out, it would have been bad luck. Well, in our case, okay, it turned out fine.
Nishat, hi.
Hey.
Good to see you. You were introduced to me as the COO of the VR Arena network in Turkey. Listen, what's it like to be the COO of a network that already has 4 clubs and they're spread across 2 different cities? How did you end up in this life?
Well, the COO of our company, that's actually a pretty broad concept. In the sense that even though we already have 4 clubs, we're still a startup, we're growing. For Turkey and for the industry as a whole, it's a startup. And within the company, we're a startup too. The company is young and a lot of our processes are still in the development stage. Sometimes I even handle some accounting tasks myself. There, let's say, I can work as an operating director or even work in the club myself, if necessary. That's why we're here. Well, we're all here. In general, working at such a pace that everyone does what they can. Here in our network, well, yes, you noticed correctly. You say 4 locations already, right? In 2 cities, but still, just 3 months ago, we only had 2 clubs, and now suddenly there are 4.
Yeah, it's doubled.
Twice as many, yeah, but there are still just as many of us. But there are now twice as many clubs, yeah. And it's all happening very, very fast. Everything's dynamic. Of course, there's a lot of work, but I think we're handling it pretty well so far. Managing our resources just fine, I think.
Can you tell us about this club?
Basically, it's a space for relaxation, entertainment, a family space. They provided good content and substance. And that had to be wrapped in a good, beautiful package. The goal was to create a wow effect from the very first steps into this space. To excite people, so that there's an anticipation of something unusual, because something truly unusual awaits them.
Right from the reception desk, you can see the arena, or actually 2 arenas. What was the concept behind these open spaces? Because there really aren't any doors here. The only doors are for the restroom and the entrance.
From the reception desk, we can see both arenas. They're visible, clearly visible. And if necessary, the operator at the reception can step in, even if there are no other operators there. During off-peak hours, there are 2 operators, and if a lot of people suddenly arrive, those 2 can handle it.
I really like how this is organized, because on one hand, there is a sense of isolation. I mean, here you feel a certain separate, private space, set apart from the arena and the lounge. Although overall, well, you can literally just take 2 steps and end up here if you want to take a look. It's a very good solution. I really like it. I'm definitely taking note of that, writing it down so we can use it in the future at our own locations and at our partners as well, and in partner ones. This lounge, by my estimates, seems to be designed for about 20 people. But I understand that more people can fit here when extra large groups come in. And overall, people are accommodated comfortably because I see there are sofas here.
It can handle 30, even 40 people, because some of them are, how should I say, in the game. And this informal zoning is, in principle, sufficient. Parents want to be able to see their children. Many people in Antalya already knows as a place where you can safely go with kids, relax, and the children will all be looked after.
Let's be honest, it's an obvious thing, but it's always worth mentioning why it's important to cover the columns. With a mat like this, sports foam or something else.
There could be technical glitches. Someone might trip or something else. And these mats,
I'm checking.
They eliminate a lot of problems by default. There is panoramic glazing here, and I want to draw your attention to the lighting in the club. It's quite, well, eye-catching, let's say. And in the evening, our club looks just amazing from the street. You can see for yourself. The lighting is nice, it catches the eye and draws you in. And in the evening, when we open these curtains, the view from here of the street is also stunning.
Let's go check out 2 more lounge areas. I want us to just, walk through this huge space together. How many do we have? We have 3 lounge areas here and 2 arenas. How many stationary points? 5 stationary points and 3 driving. And some more. I think there are probably about 6 or 7 PlayStations here.
There are 2 PlayStations in each lounge area, plus some separate ones.
What do you do that's, I don't know, unconventional in order to increase brand awareness of this place and attract an audience? So besides the classic types of advertising and the outdoor ads that are basically on the club itself, do you use any additional tools?
As for launching partnership programs, that's in our plans. I mean, we plan to hire a B2B account manager. We don't have one yet. But when we do, of course, we have that in mind. In the plans, work on brand awareness, advertise somehow, then we have an idea for car stickers. For example, at least for employees, I could even put a VR arena sticker on my own car. For advertising purposes. Regarding promoters, we don't think it's an effective promotion method, so we decided against it. In Esparta, we had that one idea once, but we also decided against it. We only use advertising on that app, meaning Instagram and Facebook. We use outdoor advertising, we use those. And
Outdoor advertising? Are there any banners or so that?
Banners, well, for example, in Esparta, we have a banner. There's a 2x2 meter frame at the entrance. We put it there. If there's a promotion, we prepare a layout for it.
Well, here, the biggest odd for us is the sign. Especially in Cornellty, you can see it from far away.
Yeah, I think you can see it from space.
Listen, we opened a second club in a small town, in a college town, in a sort of student ghetto where only students hang out.
And it's a big club. It's huge.
Oh, it's just absolutely terrible.
We had a video about it. It's actually the largest virtual reality arena in Europe, 450 square meters.
My partner and I walked in there, and we thought, man, we've caught lightning in the bottle. We set up the club. It didn't take off, even though it seemed like.
The model works. Students love to have fun, after all. And
basically, listen, we're testing how the environment reacts to your movements. And it's neither good nor bad. It's just the reaction we got, so we drew some conclusions. I have some good entrepreneurs in my circle. People with solid corporate experience who have built large companies. They pointed out some things regarding location choice, what kind of traffic to look for, and how to pay attention to it. And we realized that while it was a revelation for me, for others, it's just common knowledge. Back then, we lacked experience. We didn't consider certain factors. We learned our lesson, said, okay, moving on. It's like a new hypothesis was born, that we need to take these factors into account too, and then it should be fine.
what's the single most key factor?
Well, if we're talking specifically about the VR arena, we're in the entertainment industry. As for the target audience, it turns out to be families, birthday celebrations, and parents coming with kids. And for instance, birthdays probably account for a third of the revenue. Then another third comes from people who attended a birthday, liked it, and then started coming on their own. The corporate side of things, when people come for corporate events and such. I could tell you more about corporate events separately. I think we're really underperforming in that area. The tourism segment, that kind of walk-in traffic. High spending traffic. Student traffic. You'd think they'd all love to play, but they don't have much spending power. And the segment should be, well, you have to build the club based on that. Our clubs of this format are geared more toward a high spending audience with an above average check for people with above average income.
And so you choose the location based on that, right?
Well, this club and another one we opened after it, they're in areas where it's exclusive upscale neighborhoods, a prime location with excellent street visibility.
Excellent visibility, I would say.
We looked in shopping malls to tap into the foot traffic. And that's also something I really want. But talking to shopping malls over the last 6 months or so, talking to them quite extensively, we haven't found a suitable and prominent spot that seemed visible enough to us within a mall. Regarding the location with student traffic, we rebranded the club and made the service even more cost-effective and affordable. Yes, we don't provide the same level of comfort we do here. Everyone has fun, and here you just have to understand that the formats are a bit different. And I'm not giving up on that student location just yet. Maybe we'll tweak it just a little, fine-tune it slightly for the audience that's there, without changing our business model too much. Maybe it'll still prove itself. At least we've made some minor adjustments and are seeing positive signs now. We'll see how they play out.
So has it started turning a profit after these changes?
Well, there's good growth. Well, the momentum is starting. It's too early to draw conclusions yet. Well, we'll see in the long run.
Like setting up a B2B sales department.
We have B2B sales now. Yes, like 10 to 15 schools that come to us regularly. Not to mention other schools that hold occasional events with us. Some companies, including large corporations that have held internal corporate tournaments with us for over 120 people. Well, like that.
Can you name some of them?
Sun Express Airlines, the pilots, the stewards, they held their corporate tournament here for a whole month, then several. There's a lot of medical tourism in Antalya. And medical clinics. They held tournaments here then. Some companies come once a week, some every 2 weeks, some once a month. They used to go play soccer, now they come to us.
Tell me the story. How did you get into this business? It's not the most trivial business, let's say.
I wasn't familiar with the VR theme at all. A friend of mine came to me, my current partner. When he reached out, I didn't know him. It so happened that many people in Antalya told him to meet Lenar and talk. Maybe something useful would come of it. And many people, independently of each other, recommended he contact me. That's how it happened. So he came to me and said, "Listen, I have this idea. I want to discuss it with you. What do you think?" We discussed it, did some math on a napkin. It seemed interesting. The business model works. Why not test it here? It felt like one of those opportunities you just have to take.
And how exactly did you get to know us later on?
When Insav and I came to an agreement, we carefully looked at the players, looked at who develops games and so on, where to find the equipment. I checked out the VR equipment manufacturers. I checked out the Chinese suppliers. And actually, one of the Chinese suppliers said, "We work with Dennis." And he recommended Denny specifically as a software supplier. I decided to ask the manufacturers first. Like, who uses your headsets and with what software? So they recommended talk to Denise, told him the situation, said we need software. I said right away, look, we see this market in Turkey. We want to create our own brand and grow this. We got acquainted.
A winding path, right? It turns out through Chinese equipment suppliers.
Yes, we found Denise, and then we met you.
So did you choose right away, or did you look at other players and talk to everyone? I mean, how did you make the choice? I'm really interested, and it's very important for our business. What selection criteria were important to you?
Choosing a partner is very important. Specifically, so there's, a good dialogue and a long-term gain. It's clear that it definitely has to be a win-win, because without that, no model will simply hold up. It'll fall apart. Yeah, and it's important to have a good dialogue. And this dialogue with Denise, it kind of worked out well. It developed. We talked with others too. Against the backdrop of everything offered there, Denise seemed the most reasonable. And, well, as a person, he was very winning. And basically, what was important to me here was good, non-toxic communication. I like it when, everything's done with care, with feeling, sense, and order. And well, all of this has to make ready. And I really enjoy this waveverting.
How do you build relationships with your staff? I mean, how do you train your staff? How do you pass on these company values? And how is it all set up?
That's actually one of the things that we are currently in the process of carefully describing and formulating so that we can scale more effectively. For now, we're using the same method we used back when we only had one club. The club manager conducts the interview, the job interview, where they explain all the terms and get to know the candidate. After hiring, the club manager is responsible for their onboarding, training, and subsequent testing. They do intermediate testing, and based on the results, they see, okay, these are the areas where you're struggling, so we need to give you some extra training. And then they provide that extra training. So yeah, our staff is also motivated too. Learn as quickly as possible, because the sooner they pass the test and get certified, the sooner they start getting bonuses. There's a probationary period here by law. So it lasts for 2 months, and for those 2 months, we observe the candidate.
I also wanted to discuss some details regarding the team. The absolute minimum number of staff members here is 2. Approximately how many people are there working at this specific location during the peak hours?
You have 6 club operators.
6 operators?
There is a senior club. There is his assistant. The senior club manager, the club director, has some administrative functions and evaluates employees. Since the club manager is also human, he works in shifts and has days off. When he's not around, someone else has to be in charge. That's why he has an assistant. This is a candidate to become the club manager.
Question about this club. Has it reached an operating profit?
No, it hasn't. It's been open, like I said, for less than a month. And actually, we're currently evaluating it along with the first club as a single unit. We even share one manager between the two of them. Because the distance here, actually, well, it's only a 3-minute drive between them. Based on October's results, you could say the first club's revenue just split in two, not proportionally, meaning a bit less here and a bit more stayed there. But regardless, it just, well, more or less split. Basically, we still need more time to build brand awareness, to announce that we've opened here, I don't know, to advertise to people. And then...
Okay, Linar and I talked about the Konya Alti location, and he estimates the return on investment at 2 to 3 years. So 2 in a good scenario, 3 if something goes wrong. Have you calculated that for this location yet, or not?
Here, it depends very heavily on whether the first club stays open. Because if we close it, I think it'll be very fast. I think it'll be about 1.5 years. If we keep both open, we need to maintain a certain, well, revenue in both clubs, meaning a specific total revenue, enough to make it profitable to keep both clubs. If we don't reach that figure, then it's more profitable for us to just close one club and continue with just one.
Tell me again, how much was the initial investment to open this particular location?
A little over 300,000.
Those?
Yes.
I get the feeling that the extra isn't just $5,000. You obviously calculated the financial model. How many years do you want to recoup your initial investment?
Look, in the optimistic scenario, 2 years. In the pessimistic one, 3.
Well, that's taken into account all the Turkish realities, the whole story, inflation, everything, how the economy and people in general live here. So 2 or 3 years is, well, not really a forecast, but more like solid math.
We need to learn how to generate traffic and sell the service.
Yeah.
And that's what drives us. So we're experimenting with this kind of space, that kind of space, trying out different ways to attract traffic, to find as many levers or, I don't know, puzzle pieces as possible that will let a location take off, to pinpoint the most effective business model so that, for example, when opening another club, we only take the actions and make the expenses that actually deliver results.
What was probably the hardest part when you were opening the second, third, and fourth clubs? And what was the easiest? In other words, what took up most of your energy and attention? And what just happened on its own, just because it was already a well-established process?
Well, scaling up. The most important thing is to describe the process so you can replicate it at another location. If you understand how a certain process is done, if you have a description of this process, you can duplicate it at a second location. For us, the hardest part was definitely finding a location. Even though Antalya is considered a relatively big city in Turkey, it was still hard to find a suitable location. That's what we ran into. We spent a really long time looking for the right spot.
It's probably really important to understand and articulate the value that we bring to our guests. The value that we can actually monetize. What people are actually greedy for. You can create a super cool design, do renovations, hire great staff, but if there are no sales, then that's not the value people are willing to pay for.
Tell me about this arena. How many square feet do we have here?
2,368 square feet.
Yes, the arena is not quite a standard shape. I mean, well, she's a rectangle with a piece cut out. How does it feel inside the game? Do guests even notice that she is not actually rectangular, but that she has...
No, of course they don't notice. It just fits into the map and nobody really pays attention to it. The square footage here, as I said, allows for things like this, for example, to be done. It's still comfortable to play, like even 12 people can play just fine, and actually the maximum number of people can comfortably play on this map. In this case, there's 1 arena but 2 lounges. With 2 lounges, you can afford to book 2 medium packages at the same time, for example. So during those peak hours I mentioned, like from 6 p.m.,
You double revenue.
you just take 2 birthday parties and don't have to turn anyone away.
That's actually a good logic and a great combination, and it's visually clear too.
Yes.
And there's a separation. Over there, the guys...
Geographically, yeah.
Really cool, awesome. We have 3 lounge zones here.
Yeah.
2 arenas. How many permanent stations?
5.
5 permanent stations and 3 racing simulators. And there's also quite a few, I would estimate about 6 or 7 PlayStations here, right?
2 PlayStation and more separately.
9 PlayStation Johns. Listen, right now we are on the border essentially between the lounge zone and the arena. And again, the same is at the location in Antalya. You could call it a flagship, I guess. Here too, there's this open space concept. This same idea, so that the zoning is visible.
Yeah, there's a bit of a difference from Konyaaltı here. And well, actually, we did this as an experiment and got mixed feedback, let's say, from clients. Parents sitting in the lounge can't see how their kids are playing. Yeah, we can open it up here. These blinds right here. But still, there's a wall for down. You can open it, but you still won't be able to see the arena. Like I said, we got this kind of feedback from some clients. Not exactly a complaint, but they said, you know, it could have been done differently.
Let's go to the second lounge area. So is that how you have it set up? They're separated. It's interesting that overall, when we came in, when there was a birthday party here, at first I didn't even realize where the party was. I mean, I could see the kids playing, but I had no idea where everyone else was. How many people were here? There were probably about 30 people here, I think. There was quite a big crowd here, actually.
Yeah, I think you could fit about 30 people in here. There might not be that many seats, maybe around 15 if you organize it, but there are also those couches over there. Kids usually don't sit anyway. They're either on the PlayStation or running around the arena.
Honestly, I liked both that lounge and this lounge. Honestly, I think they're about the same size. It's just that their layouts are different. That's what gives them this cozy feeling. And from this lounge, you actually get a pretty good view of the arena. What are the most critical and pressing issues on your agenda right now? The ones you're really thinking about and dedicatedly working on. So what is the specific next strategic step toward that ambitious scaling up we talked about 2 years ago regarding how we want to build truly incredible and immersive VR arena parks all over Turkey together?
The best feeling, I think, is when someone has a great time here. They pay you money and even thank you for it. Next in importance are the things we're doing right now, formalizing them so they work long term, and putting in place control mechanisms, and leading indicators that let us keep our finger on the pulse and understand that we're doing our job well. Our task is to organize our work in such a way that the things and aspects that are important to us aren't just written down as formalized, multi-page, multi-volume texts, but so that these practices and procedures actually work. If we do something wrong or miss something somewhere, so that, to put it simply, a flag goes up and there's a clear signal to do something specific, to follow a certain protocol. And these protocols need to actually work. When all of this is working and it's transparent, I think that's when the path to scaling opens up. And right now, we're getting ready to actively scale this business.
No, but the first club, it's making good money anyway. I mean, it's really working.
This club hasn't even been open for a month yet, I think. With the snap of a finger, not everyone will instantly move from there to here.
Of course, yeah.
It's gonna take some time.
So you expect that, since they're located close to each other, people will start coming here, and over there, spots will open up, right? But on peak days, the peak load is still lower. You guys have probably had to turn people away, right?
Yeah, there was this situation where in our first club, there were days when we simply couldn't take anyone because we didn't have a single open slot. Our occupancy was close to 100%. During peak hours, we sell a lot of birthday parties, and they sell really well for us. Certain time slots are in very high demand here. Usually it's in the evening after work or after school. From 6 to 8 p.m., that's every weekday. There's usually some kind of event going on. There have been times when we had to turn people away. That's exactly why we want to see, for a while, whether it's even possible to manage 2 clubs so close to each other.
We managed to set up the call center operations really well, and I have to say, that's a big deal. Thanks to our operations director, Isha. He really put in a lot of work. When our call center operators handle all incoming leads, they follow scripts and process them properly. If something negative happens at the club, they can smooth it over and earn the client's loyalty. Every workday, for each individual operator, he randomly selects some calls. Some calls are listened to and then debriefed. Right now, one call center handles 4 clubs. We're starting to do more than just process incoming leads. We've already built up a comprehensive and robust client database for upcoming birthday celebrations. We're starting to proactively make offers there too. The call center itself is slowly starting to generate leads.
Right now, we're here in the evening, and it's a pretty lively street. It's busy with pedestrians, and there are a lot of cars, but it's not like there are huge traffic jams here or anything. There's a mosque nearby, and Mikros is in the same building. Did you specifically choose this spot so there would be these social hubs where people come so that people would see it?
First and foremost, when choosing a location, we pay attention to the square footage, of course, because we open in formats like clubs or parks. For us, the requirement is at least 4,400 square feet when searching for a location, first of all. Secondly, of course, we look at the location, where it is, so that it naturally is. Ideally, of course, it should have high pedestrian traffic and transport traffic. I don't really take that into account because here the situation is more or less the same everywhere in that regard. But here nearby, yes, as you correctly pointed out, there's a Migros in this building. And then literally across the street, there's an A101. These are all big grocery chains, so people come here, they come to this building. Across the street, the also.
On the contrary, it's easier when walking the other way. The huge sign is visible.
Yeah.
But here, people rarely look up. We did that for them, notice?
A projection on the floor.
That's actually a cool thing, by the way.
People walk there too. Their eyes are on the floor and they see in a battle.
Something's glowing.
Something's glowing. They look at your app. Okay, there's the market here. Right here, actually. There's where it starts. The markets are open.
This parking lot between this building and the mosque turns into...
It becomes a market on Fridays and Sundays. A crowd is here and many cars are parked.
The price per square foot per month or per year, whichever works for you.
So what's the price per square foot for rent?
Yes.
Well, let me give you an average. For 4 to 1845 square feet, we pay $50 to $100. That's what we pay.
Speaking of practical security, you have quite a few cameras installed.
There are practically no blind spots here, just in case any incidents happen. The calibration got messed up. Or, for example, kids might bump into each other, someone could push someone else, step on someone, or something like that. And cameras are a way to objectively record what happened. Here's the second aspect. When we plan to use the cameras regularly. Right now, we're considering working with artificial intelligence so that video recordings are regularly analyzed for rule compliance. And that includes behavior in the area. Well, there are a lot of metrics. Compliance with temperature regulations, volume, music, parameters that need to be monitored regularly and in real time. Tracking these parameters, I think, will allow us to deliver a set level of service quality over the long term.
Well, today was your birthday.
Yes.
What did you do on your birthday? What kind of birthday did this place offer you? Are you happy? Are your friends happy? You can look over there and talk like that. It was really nice.
I think my friends loved it too. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, well, in that case, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Let's ask your friends as well. So how was your day today?
I had a very pleasant day.
Was it nice? Was the game fun?
It was a lot of fun. So you'll come again? Yes.
Okay, Hussein?
It was beautiful.
Hussein?
It was a beautiful day, and the place looked great when it first opened. It was very large and spacious. I was able to play very comfortably, and it was a lovely place. Thanks.
So will we be celebrating your birthday here too?
Maybe I can celebrate.
Remember when we had release 125? That one wasn't the most successful. There were a lot of technical issues. Didn't you ever think, like, man, these guys are basically just doing some nonsense. They're not listening to me at all. And I have such big plans, such big ambitions. I need to change the supplier. I need to change the service provider, the very core of this business. Did you ever have thoughts like that or not?
You know, for me, that's just too resource intensive. Everyone messes up. Partners can make mistakes too. And that's not a big deal. What's important is, on one hand, the intention, and on the other, learning from mistakes. If the intention is good and you work on your mistakes, you become stronger and wiser together. And you know, the feeling of having that partner, it's right here. In our case, it's really important to have that sense of support, of having someone to lean on. That's what I base my relationships on. If I don't see any bad intentions, if the other person is moving toward me, I'd rather develop the relationship here. But it's kind of like marriage, you know, sometimes it happens there too.
Yeah, partnerships are often compared to marriage. Not everything is perfect, but the main thing is that it keeps moving forward and lasts a long time. Top 3 things to pay attention to when opening a new location.
To pay attention to. When scaling up, or for those who
Even for the very first location. And by the way, searching for locations, well, that's kind of obvious, so let's call that number 0 and not include it in the top 3.
Well, it's hard for me to judge because, first of all, I haven't been here since the company started. I've been working here for a year. When I came here, there were already 2 clubs operating. The biggest problem was probably the staff. That is, hiring staff and training them. Maybe it's just a specific issue for us, for our company in particular.
Everyone complains about it, so now it's not just you.
Well, in general, we definitely had a certain staffing crisis. In my opinion, to minimize risks in this field with this problem, you need to regularly, at least once a week, hold a meeting with the manager of each club. At this meeting, you discuss the events of the previous week. Let it include the manager's own results. They are KPIs. You evaluate them somehow, give them feedback, and get feedback from them as well. What about the staff? Is it easy to find out what their mood is? Do they have any problems that we can solve? This type of feedback is very useful, take in my opinion.
About your plans. About VR Arena's plans in Turkey. What are you planning to do in the coming year?
Sales. They launched a lot, it turns out, 2 new locations. And we need good sales to recoup the capex. We see the potential. We understand how to increase sales. We have a hypothesis, and we need to test it. I hope that we will make significant progress in sales. I think this is a very important task. For sustainable development, it's about building this kind of corporate culture where people on the team actually enjoy working. And to achieve goals, ambitious goals, for fun. And young people are really good at that. And third, it needs to work on a systemic level. That might sound a bit bureaucratic in some ways, but there have to be deep mechanisms that shape this corporate culture and ensure business transparency. And here I'm talking not just about numbers, but also about leading indicators, some metrics. Metrics like, for example, customer satisfaction in the moment. How well your employees are handling their tasks right now. The period of their adaptation, onboarding, and how quickly they fit in. So, forming key metrics like these. And making sure these metrics are at the core of decision making, so that decisions are made not subjectively or intuitively, but based on data. And strangely enough, I would probably put this more on the 3rd level. But it's something without which probably you can't build skyscrapers or big projects.
Yesterday, you and I talked about this, both on camera and off, about what an entrepreneur lives for, what motivates them. And I want to ask you, do you understand what value this business brings to people? To different people, to children, to adults? And what kind of business is this? And what you are doing here in Turkey, what value does it bring to Turkey itself?
For me, emotionally and morally, it's easier and more pleasant if what I earn benefits society. It brings some kind of benefit. Well, in this case, we're talking about modern technologies that bring people closer together. If we make even a small contribution to building these social connections, stable social connections, well, that makes me feel good, all right?
I also think about this a lot myself, somewhere in my head. And this business, no matter how complex and multifaceted it is, I like it for this very reason, because it creates this value. Thank you so much for your hospitality, for the great atmosphere, and for the amazing spaces that truly bring people together. Thank you, your partner, and your team.
You are welcome.
Well, friends, we've just surfaced from a sea of business talk. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of business philosophy format, be sure to leave a comment about what you liked. If you felt like you were missing some information, maybe about how to do renovations or what well-structured processes should look like at a new location, please let us know about that too. We tried our best to highlight the new style, the importance of the team, the importance of providing great service, and to have a deep conversation about what this business is really built on. In any case, your feedback is very valuable to us. I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you want to join us and build your own network and successful business, come to the VR Arena.